I enjoyed having something that was more my specialty last time. What you got for me this time? Another fossil, really? Hey there, kids! It's me, Safari Sam, and his ill-fitting gloves, because they refuse to buy me the correct size. I need extra large gloves, not medium. And today, we are looking at another fun specimen, yes. A few days from now, I'm going to be shooting a lot of a lot of stuff that's not in this format. Yeah, still got to get a new camera operator. Sexually harassed the last one out of the business, so still working on that. But here's our specimen for today in this little jewelry box here. Now, what does this look like to you? It might look like an ammonite, eh? Let's get this fucking box out of here, please. You know, it might look like an ammonite, but to be completely honest, it's not. Well, I guess it's possible that it could have been. But it's not confirmed an ammonite. This is a cephalopod fossil. A rough cephalopod fossil. You see, it hasn't been cleaned up as much as most of the fossils we looked at. And it hasn't been polished or anything. And normally I would kind of prefer to work with fossils like that because you can really clearly see what they are. But, you know, every once in a while it's nice to have a rough fossil just because it's unique. And this is a very rough fossil. Could use a lot of cleaning up. But it's cleaned up enough so that you can tell what it was. Now, it looks like, you know, the spiral ammonite shell. But this is actually a curled up tentacle. This is a tentacle. And ammonites had tentacles. It could potentially be one. They were around for, what, like 500 million years or something? Who knows? I don't. But wow. I mean, it could be one of many kinds of creatures. One of many, many kinds of creatures that existed before and even through the age of dinosaurs. A lot of these creatures, like ammonites and trilobites, existed all the way up to the Permian extinction. All the way up to dinosaurs went extinct. If not for that big-ass meteor or comet or whatever the hell it was, I don't know, space shit, slamming into the Earth and just fucking the planet to hell, wiping out an estimated 96% of life on Earth. You know, those fuckers would probably still be incredibly successful today for all we know. It's possible. It's very possible. Who knows? But now we don't really have them. I guess we have the Nautilus, which we did an episode on. But I mean, it's a nice rough one. And we thought this was an ammonite. We did. We looked at it and we were like, oh, that's an ammonite. Very common mistake to make. But luckily, we consulted with a paleontologist for this episode, which is true, and he told us that it was a cephalopod tentacle. Now, he didn't really want his name given out, but if you are an expert in paleontology, you know, natural history, zoology, biology, and you do want to consult on this show, or help us get some specimens or access to areas, hopefully in Georgia, where we can film to help educate people, hit us up. We'll give you credit in the episode, and we will give you credit on IMDb. That's right, this show's on IMDb now. Yeah, he doesn't get credit because he didn't want any. And who can blame him, right? The show's terrible. So, fossils of cephalopods have been found in rocks of many ages, and numerous representatives are still, you know, slinking around today. Squids, you know, the octopus, cuttlefish, chambered nautilus we mentioned earlier. You know, they're all cephalopods living now, in the current time. And they're really the most advanced animals without backbones. I actually read an article recently that the UK introduced a bill to list cephalopods as sentient. And I don't know if they're sentient, but they are smart as hell. Like, I happen to know that B3, the show's producer, well, one of them, he makes me work with Jerry, he actually won't eat octopus anymore because he recognizes their intelligence, and even though he loves himself a tasty old cephalopod, he won't eat octopus. Squid, fair game. He doesn't know how smart squids are, and maybe he'll never find out. I certainly am not going to tell him. But he sure does love the taste. But he also doesn't want to eat something smart. He won't eat an octopus for the same reason he wouldn't eat a dog, cat, dolphin, elephant, etc. Unless, of course, it was like life or death. Now let's get a much closer look at this thing. You can see all the little wrinkles of the tentacles so that it could curl up, you know. It's very, very interesting. You know, I feel like it might be likely that the tentacles would just curl up once the creatures are died, like the muscle reflexes, you know, post-mortem would make them curl up, because we saw several of these fossils curled like this. Several. This is just the one we happened to pick up, because, you know, B3 thought it was the nicest one. He's really the one that selects the specimens, unless, of course, there's something from my personal collection, like the porcupine quill we looked at last time, and I believe the quartz point. I did a quartz point already, right? That one's from my collection. Just a really cool specimen here. Imagine having the whole cephalopod. That would be a work of art. Fascinating. Anyways, that's it for this rough cephalopod fossil. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Check out all the links down in the link tree, including the B3 Productions Patreon. Please, for the love of God, support us on Patreon, because we need more specimens and we need to be able to get access to other things. We even want to make a full feature-length Safari Sam documentary on fossils. B3's got a great idea for it. He's already got a crew lined up that's said they'd be willing to work if the money could be raised, so definitely support us there. If that's something you have interest in, let us know in the comments section down below, so that, because if no one has interest in it, we're not going to make it, right? Right? Anyhow, that's it for this. I'm going to put this away, because the video's over. Like, what do you want from me? I don't know. Alright, what's up for next time? Because, like, I don't want to do another fossil, mate. This is going to be known as the fossil season. Like, I know that's most of the specimens that B3 has, because it's just what he has access to the most at his job in the natural sciences, but, you know, we got to have more than just that. I guess I can do a rock, but is it really that different, Jerry? You fucker?